cartoon commentary is not intended for children. Tom, Keith, and Cory are usually wrong, and anything they say can and probably will offend you. Apologies in advance. Commence the podcast.
Cartoon
commentary.
What's up, Internet? Welcome to Cartoon Commentary, podcast where three best friends from high school that are now middle-aged talk about cartoons from the past, present, not the future because we don't have that technology yet. I'm Cory, King Hippo Zamir.
And I'm Tom, almost Dr. O'Connell.
And I'm Keith Al Borland Barnofsky.
And this is where Tom starts talking about the episode he chose.
Oh, yeah. This is where Tom actually starts doing his fucking job. Almost, Doctor.
I thought there was supposed to be a little bit of a segue or an introduction to say, okay, and then I would go. But I will be happy to start. So, this week, I got the reins here, and I got to pick the cartoon. So I decided to go back to a really bizarre childhood cartoon. And I say bizarre just because of, well, we'll talk about it. But basically, it's Captain N, the video game.
Nope.
Oh my gosh.
The Game Master.
Nope. Captain N, the Game Master. You know what I hate? Is they use Video Game Land and Video Land like a couple times throughout the episode. They kind of change the name of what the whole world is. And it's been messing me up. And I know I'm going to call it by the wrong name. I'm going to call it Captain N and the Video Game Master, which is not right. But anyhow, this is the cartoon I picked from the, what would you say, early 90s? I think
probably.
So.
I don't know when it would have come out, but I actually never saw this when I was a kid. This is something I've only ever heard about as an adult. Like,
oh, wow.
Do you have any idea what this would have aired on? Was this like on Fox or?
This was Fox, and I think it would have been whatever channel aired things that were produced by DIC, D-I-C. Because I think they were the ones who produced this, as well as a lot of those Saturday morning cartoons, like the Super Mario Brothers and the Sonic shows.
So I just Wikipedia'd this, and I want to say number one, it's 1989.
Makes sense.
Oh, damn.
That works.
Yeah. So they got in early on this. And number two, Tom, in preparation for this episode, I watched it, and at the very end, it's not pronounced Deke. It's D-I-C. It's Dick. Hate to say
come
it.
on!
No.
I hate to say it.
It's Deke.
It's Deke. Did you not listen to the? Because they say it.
They say it, and I didn't get that. I don't know. Maybe it's a slight dialect difference between my side of town and yours, but
well, no, but like
wait a minute. You're trying to say I'm the slow one, but I'm the one who caught that it's Deke.
Deke, D-E-E-K or D-I-C. I don't know. I'm just saying.
Well, no, it's definitely pronounced Deke.
Maybe it's Scandinavian.
It's Deke. It's definitely
yeah,
Deke.
It's Deke. They even say it. They literally say it at the end.
It's literally at the end. It's a child's voice pronouncing it. So maybe they just pronounced it wrong.
Yes, Keith. Tell me what that child said. What did you hear that child say?
That's what I'm saying. It was
definitely no child at the end of every episode saying Dick.
That would be messed up for a child's cartoon.
Oh,
that's some shit you remember.
Me too. That's like Ren and Stimpy.
I'm gonna
which
pull
we'll
up
get
that
to
episode,
eventually,
and you guys are gonna be.
Well, no. The thing is, I know what it is, Keith. It's Deke. Like it's not
Deke.
Like no. And based on your YouTube, you're gonna have to watch 75 ads to even get to it. So we're gonna be here all night.
Well, it's a
It's
thing.
it's deep.
I'm going to say I have my beliefs, you have your beliefs.
Keith, I'm almost a
Oh,
doctor.
nope.
You can
Nope.
trust me. It's
I
deep.
got right. No, I got right to the end. I literally brought up the episode on YouTube. I zoomed to the end, listened to it as you guys were arguing to me. It's like dick.
No.
It's like there's like an E in there, but it's a soft E. It's like a
No.
dick. Yeah, no, dude, listen to I
All right, here, Keith.
just listened to
Keith.
it. It's
Here's what I'll do for you. I'm editing this. I will go to the end of the episode. I will edit it in right here, and the audience will decide.
edit in.
Please do.
There you
All
go.
right, so
Please
You do
that.
one thing.
I'm just saying it's fucked up. It's fucked up that they picked a child to pronounce that at the end of the episode. Even if it wasn't, it's not DICK, it's DIC. But let's be honest, it sounds so close. Don't pick a kid to pronounce it. That's just come on, it's bad taste regardless. And even if I'm wrong, it's bad taste. You know that's too close to the limit. Don't do that shit. Sorry.
All right. Well,
He makes a good point, Cory.
Am I wrong?
Oh god.
The first thing I noticed while watching this fucking cartoon, they got Videoland, and it consists of Castlevania, Metroid, Mount Icarus, Congoland, the Palace of Power, and Megaland. Now, this is Captain N. This is the thing that's going to grind my gears about this, and maybe it's a licensing thing, but who's missing? Who's missing? This is a Nintendo.
Mario.
You goddamn right. Where's the Mushroom Kingdom?
Yeah.
Because he probably had
Yeah.
his own cartoon, he couldn't be involved in
Yeah.
this. Like, what the hell is that?
Oh yeah. They probably had it
Well,
like
this is the
exclusive
messed
rights.
up part. Is even though, like, remember the Zelda cartoon? There was a separate Zelda cartoon. There was a crossover episode. It's like season 2. I remember watching it. It was one of the first ones I ever watched as a kid.
A crossover.
And I'm
with
talking
Captain
like
N?
I was 4 or 5, but I remember this. Yeah, Captain N. There's an episode with
Huh.
Link and Zelda, and they are the Link and Zelda from the other cartoon and the same voice actors. It's an actual crossover. So,
Huh.
anyhow, I don't understand why they couldn't do that with Mario and Luigi. However, did you notice? Well, we'll get into it. I'll jump in. I'll do my job and start explaining summarizing the episode. But I just want to point out a lot of the sound effects, like the throughout the episode, were Mario Brothers sound effects. I don't know if you caught that.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Mhm.
I mean, they did have other sound effects from other games as well, but I remember hearing the Mario sound effects. I'm like, okay, well, why is the Mushroom Kingdom not there? Where the hell's Mario? Where's Princess Peach or Toadstool at that time? For American audiences, if we want to get into it. But anyhow, yeah, so I guess we should probably start with a summary of this episode. Basically, Captain N, the Game Master, is a show about a teenage boy. What did you guys say? Probably like between 15 and like 17, somewhere around there.
Oh, between 13 and 16.
Yeah, I would
You put
say
him
he's
at
pretty
13,
young
he was
because
wearing a Leatherman jacket, right?
Oh, that's true. That's high school. So 14 and 18. I don't know. Definitely not
high school
18.
aged. I would say high school aged.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
At the very
okay.
least.
Generic.
Basically, a high school age kid was sitting playing video games, and all of a sudden he gets sucked into this video game through his TV, into this video game world, where he finds out all the video games that he was playing, all the characters turn out to be actual real people, or, well, cartoon people. And well, we start off the episode where we're introduced to our main antagonists. We have Mother Brain from Metroid, who is, and this is what I wanted to bring up, is voiced by Levi Stubbs, I believe his name is, who also voiced Audrey 2, the plant, the man-eating plant from Little Shop of Horrors.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
I don't know if you guys seen that, but the voice is so recognizable.
I've not seen it in a very long time.
Well,
Probably
I
since
just
I was a
remember
kid.
the voice. It's one of those really unique voices. So, anyhow, we're introduced to Mother Brain, who really doesn't seem anything like the Mother Brain I remember from any of the video games.
No, definitely not.
This Mother Brain is a giant brain in a glass container with like this weird stretched skin face. Oh, it's horrifying.
So horrible. It's horrible. This is a fucking
It's-
nightmare creature.
Yeah.
It slightly remembers me of.
It remembers you?
Remembers me.
Remembers you?
It remembers me. It reminds me. It reminds me of. There's
Is this a
god.
Doctor Who thing?
My fan. Yeah, it is. It's the moisturize me. Evil villain, which I really regret opening my mouth whatsoever because I don't remember her name now, and I just brought up something from a very intense fandom that I don't remember the actual details about. So anyway, it reminds me of moisturize me.
No, but it remembers.
Go ahead. Continue, Tom. I have sullied myself for eternity.
Alrighty then. So we're introduced to Mother Brain. Let's see, the Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo. Eggplant Wizard from Kid Icarus, I believe.
Yes.
And what is it?
King Hippo from Punch-Out.
King Hippo from Punch-Out. In fact, the video game that Kevin was playing when he got the main character, Kevin, the Captain N, gets sucked into the TV while playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. But anyhow, Mother Brain's basically explaining she's been trying to take over video game land or Videoland. That's where we get this little confusion because the title, I think, says Video Game Land and this is Videoland. Whatever. Anyhow, I believe it was 7 years she's been besieging this world. Yeah. And we then cut to Princess Lana, who is the de facto ruler of Videoland, along with her retinue, consisting of Simon Belmont from Castlevania. Let's see, we also have Kid Icarus and Mega Man. Am I missing anyone?
No.
I don't think so. Okay. So we're introduced to them, and they're talking about their concerns and worry about this, Mother Brain taking over. And some ominous voice, mysterious voice out of nowhere says, "Don't worry, a hero will be warped to you." And all of a sudden, this warp hole is created above them in the ceiling. And we cut to a real life teenage kid who's playing Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, all of a sudden getting sucked into a TV, into video game land, or Videoland, sorry.
So, on that aspect, was he chosen because he was like maybe beating King Hippo at that point, and they're just like, "Oh, he's perfect. He's already beaten the guy. He knows the tricks. Let's suck him in. He's part of the prophecy."
I mean, you got to look at the whole portfolio of his credentials here. Like, the guy's obviously a game master. It's in the title.
That's true.
Mm-hmm. Checks
that
out.
is true. So that's not his first playthrough of Punch-Out. He has beaten Punch-Out in multitude.
Yeah. Like, one does not simply take out King Hippo. Well, I mean,
true.
Some
Honestly,
people probably do simply take out King Hippo.
I hate to say it, but my first playthrough Punch-Out, I got defeated by Glass Joe.
Yeah,
damn,
I could see that.
Yeah, it was sad.
I was to say, not Kevin, not the game master, not him. No, he beats King Hippo and gets sucked into this world.
He's half my age, and he's beaten the champs.
Yeah.
That's commendable.
So
Yeah.
on the topic
You
of
know, he gets
getting sucked in, did you guys notice that green guy that like randomly like is 3D and like sucks him in through the screen in the intro and also in the
Yeah.
show? It's never
Yeah.
explained what the hell's going on there. I feel like someone made the
Was he the
graphic and we're
green
just
guy,
like,
or was a green guy grabbing him?
I have no clue. I feel like they made the graphic and they were just like, oh, we got to put it in. We spent the money. You know, no animation cells unturned. It was just really
Yeah.
weird.
Not
to
only
see
did
that.
we put it in once, but let's make sure to put it in 3 times. Because they did it for the intro of the show. Well, the introduction with the theme song. Then when the show started, they also show the same clip, and in the credits they show the
Yeah.
same clip.
Yeah.
So we literally see what happens to Kevin
Yep.
3 times in the episode.
Yep.
But yeah, he gets sucked into game world or video land, and of course he doesn't take it very seriously. He's like, "No way! These are video game characters." And oh yeah, when he gets sucked into the world, somehow he's equipped with a super belt, like a utility belt, much like Batman, only even more powerful because it does all sorts of crazy stuff.
Yeah.
And one of those, what are they called? Zappers?
Yeah. NES Zapper.
What do you call the Nintendo guns?
NES
This is a
Zapper.
blaster rifle.
No, NES Zapper.
Zapper?
I am a goddamn expert.
Yeah.
It's an NES Zapper.
That I will defer to you. I called it a blaster. It is a zapper.
Keith, Cory is an expert, and I am
Hey.
an almost doctor. We know what we're talking about.
Hey, I don't claim to be an expert. I once actually fixed one of those zappers. It was my own zapper, and it was the spring in it was so worn out. I brought my NES to college, and I was born in '86, so my NES was from, shortly thereafter. And I brought it to college, and the spring was so worn out that the trigger button wouldn't actually like have enough oomph to bounce back all the time. So how I fixed it was I took all the screws because it would come apart like bilaterally, and I took all the screws off, and I actually just took a section of staples because staples come where they're all connected together,
Yeah.
and I put those staples in behind the spring to basically shorten the distance that the spring had to go because the spring was so worn out, and then put it all back together, and it was like a hair trigger then. So it was actually even better than it was originally. So
I think it's illegal to modify Nintendo guns that way.
yeah, I'm pretty sure I have to register that with the NRA at this point.
Yeah.
The fact that I just I modified a firearm that shoots ducks and attempts to shoot dogs, but you can never kill the dog.
I heard something recently that if I think you could put a second zapper in, you plug a second zapper in, and a second player could shoot the ducks at the same time.
No shit.
Yeah, I think I read that or heard that somewhere, and it blew my mind. I'm like, how did I not know this? Probably because I only ever had one zapper. Who had 2?
Who had 2 zappers?
Yeah, who had 2?
Who are these rich people?
Who are these
The
privileged
1%.
people?
The 1% that had 2 zappers.
Yeah.
Those crazy hedge fund managers that had 2 zappers for their children.
So yeah, maybe
God.
getting back.
Yeah.
So Kevin, his name's Kevin. I can't remember his last name. I don't think they ever said his last name.
They never say it,
but-
I don't think.
No.
Yeah, Kevin gets sucked in. Princess Lana explains, "Oh, you're our hero. You're going to save us." Kevin's like, "Yeah, right. This can't be real." And I don't know, he decides to test his gun by firing it at Simon Belmont's head. Did anyone notice that? He literally aims the gun right at his head and shoots at him because he's like, "Oh, this isn't real," and he shoots it right at his head.
I mean,
Great way to test.
in his defense, like he only has used that gun for video games where it has been incredibly harmless to physical reality. He just negates the fact that he's not in reality, he's in a video game at that
He's
point.
Keith. He is the game
Which-
master. He should know this
which-
shit.
That's true, but what bothers me is that even after that fact, he sees the gun go off. Simon gets pissed at him. He never comes to terms with all of the ducks that he has murdered. He never actually acknowledges the fact that he's the game master. He's killed fucking thousands of these ducks.
Yeah.
He is a
The duck genocide.
It's duck genocide.
It
And
is.
let's be honest, like he's killed thousands, if not tens or hundreds of thousands of ducks, becoming the game master.
Yeah.
And he's just like, whoops, almost killed Simon.
That's how good I am.
Yeah. Then
So-
again, okay, so maybe my duck estimate is off because he almost killed Simon. Maybe it's
Almost.
a little bit less.
Well, anyhow, so after realizing, oh crap, I'm carrying lethal weapons and I am super powerful, even though he realizes that, he still doesn't think he's the hero, which upsets Lana, so she decides to run away and be like, oh no, we don't have a hero. It's really, ugh. So she runs away, and then Simon Belmont, who sort of has a thing for her, decides, I'll go fix it, and
Yeah,
he takes off.
he kind of has like a Johnny Bravo thing before Johnny Bravo existed thing going on.
Yes.
Like he
Totally.
totally has that kind
Yes.
of personality where he's just like, he thinks he's God's gift to women kind of thing. And he also kind of has like the same build,
Yeah.
which is really unfortunate because
He does.
Yeah.
no other design of Simon Belmont is ever like that. And just in general, all the designs for everybody except for Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo are just so like out there and terrible that it like dissuades me from like actually wanting to like the character. Like Mega Man and Kid Icarus particularly.
Mm.
Like Kid Icarus is you can't even.
Yeah, this is a good time to talk about that.
Oh, his voice and the way he talks. He has to make everything like he calls him Caviticus.
Yeah, he's got to add the Eviticus to the last word of every sentence.
Yeah, I had to even really like think what he was talking about there.
He has like a New Jersey that commutes to New York accent. Like it's very specific. It's incredibly specific. It's like I live in New Jersey but I work in New York accent. But he's a kid, and then he adds Icarus onto words that shouldn't have that. And I don't know where these writers thought, like, I don't know, Cory, you know more about video games like than us. In your knowledge, did Kid Icarus add Icarus onto the end of words in video games?
Well, I didn't really play Kid Icarus, the NES game, but I don't think he had many speaking lines in that one, to be honest. I mean, it's a platformer of some sort, so.
Well, there you go. So they tried to just like reinforce the personality through speech, which didn't make sense. But then they tried to also, I don't know, get a population grab through giving him like this weird New York or New Jersey accent.
Yeah, and
like,
Mega Man had some like sort of.
You
like,
think that
he
was a
sounds like
grab? You
frog.
think that's what?
Oh yeah, Mega Man was a frog that smoked cigarettes. He was.
Yeah.
He was gutturally raspy. I don't even know how else to describe it. And
I want
not
to
only
do
that-
an impression, but I can't even do it justice.
No,
It's like this.
Yeah,
you'd have to put a bunch of rocks in your mouth
Yeah.
it'd be painful
to do it. And not only that, but like he was not like Mega Man was in this show. Mega Man was the equivalent of 2.5 to 3 feet tall.
Yeah.
And Mega Man is a man. Like, why is he not like 5 to 6 feet tall? Like, what is wrong with the show?
Nope.
Keith,
Find
Keith,
him.
Keith,
Okay, no, correct
Keith,
me.
I'm gonna.
That's fine.
Keith, Keith. Come on, Keith. Mega Man's not that tall. Like he's
Okay.
sure. Like
Will you
Mega
tell me
Man
he's
is in the title.
3 feet tall?
Well, he's probably like 4'5" tall, maybe, and like all the other like instances of him
Okay.
being in a cartoon. Like he's not a fully grown man. He's generally depicted as like a teenager, but like just the fact that they couldn't even make him completely blue. Like, why is he partially green?
Oh, that's true. He was
Yeah.
green. He was green.
Not to mention, like, just in
Yeah.
general,
He was green.
any of these characters are the hero of their own video games, and they're played off as like just kind of chumps. It's just like, so you can slay Dracula, you
Yeah.
can defeat all the robot masters, you can do whatever the fuck I guess Kid Icarus does, and you just you can't beat King Hippo. The eggplant wizard is giving you problems. What the fuck is with this? Like
Yeah.
this is not the way to sell games.
Well-
Maybe this is why Mario's not involved in this, because Mario would have had to look like a chump next to some kid named Kevin that's calling himself the game master. No wonder Mario isn't here. No wonder Link isn't here.
Mario doesn't play that shit.
Hell, Samus didn't even show up for this stuff.
On that logic, Mario can only defeat things by jumping on their head, and if he couldn't jump high enough, he was just screwed. So
no, you grab
like,
a fire flower.
At the same time, it's
or
true.
Star.
I wonder if at the same time part of this problem was due to like copyright, where like maybe they were just like, okay, we can use the names, but we got to change the colors and the personalities to run this show cheaply, because that's what it honestly seems like. Is it like,
Yeah.
okay, so we'll use Mega Man, but you know what, we're gonna give him a real like garbage voice, and we're gonna make him green instead of blue, and hopefully we're not gonna get sued. And the same thing with like Simon Belmont, like he's this badass in Castlevania. Oh, we're gonna make him just a cocky motherfucker that's actually scared of everything in this. Like that's what it turned into, is like they changed enough stuff to maybe back then not get, like nowadays they get sued regardless because everybody sues everybody. But
it makes you,
back in 1989 they wouldn't get sued for that.
Yeah, you got to wonder what the licensing even looked like for this. Like, who owns this show? Like, I mean, it's apparently put out by Dick, according to Keith. But
Deke.
Well, yeah, I know it's Deke. I know it's Deke. I know it's Deke.
Dick.
Dick.
Yeah.
No, Dick.
Yeah.
We're back on it.
Dick.
Yeah. Sorry.
No, but like the licensing for
It's,
this has to be like crazy to even get to the point where you're like, I understand it's 1989, but I don't think Kid Icarus was ever that big to the point where you're like, yeah, he's a main character here.
Oh, totally.
Oh, well, okay. Well, we want to talk about people suing people. The next scene involves the princess being kidnapped, right? And Kevin breaks into her room when he thinks something's up because not King Hippo, what's his name?
Eggplant Wizard.
Is it King Hippo?
Well, it's either King Hippo
I'm sorry,
or
Eggplant Wizard and King Hippo.
I don't remember who said what.
Both of them. They break in to kidnap the princess. Kevin realizes something's funny going on in the room, and he gets in, and all of a sudden the action sequence starts, and I swear I thought they started playing Michael Jackson's Beat It. It starts playing this riff, and it's like, I love that song, so I'm like, yeah, I'm getting into this action scene. And I realized, I'm like, they're just ripping off like Michael Jackson songs. But so they did that. And I guess the other absurd thing about that fight was, okay, you have Kevin with laser gun zapper, which is super powerful. We've already seen. And then you have the eggplant wizard who's holding a banana. And they draw, and the eggplant wizard is a faster draw, as we had seen. And somehow his banana peel opens up, the banana shoots out, turns into a giant peel, and wraps Kevin up. I don't understand the logic there, but it just happens, and they're able to kidnap the wizard princess.
Well, I mean, he is a wizard, so
I'm a wizard,
go.
but I've never done
That's-
that. That's weird.
All right,
I
hold
think
on,
that's
hold on.
that's where the eggplant wizard gets it.
So, Tom, now this won't work for Keith or I because we're both married, we have kids on the way, blah, blah, blah. But you are a single man. This is a golden opportunity for you to create a dating profile with the name Eggplant Wizard. Because
oh, jeez,
That's brilliant.
that's. I mean,
Yes.
I don't fuck with emojis, but I feel like the eggplant emoji is kind of like one that gets tossed around a little bit too much. And I feel like
honestly,
that's a perfect screen
that's-
name.
no. I feel like, granted, I am not. I'm not in the right mind frame to project this personality, but if I was a white girl, I would like to think if I tendered across a guy who was just like, I'm an eggplant wizard, I'd be like, yeah, fuck it, why not? Let's meet this guy. Let's swipe right on this guy, because
Well, I know what I'm introducing myself as next week.
yeah,
Eggplant Wizard O'Connell.
Eggplant wizard.
Check out my
Fantastic.
deek.
my dick. It's a D E I. Oh, it's like a DIEAK. It's a weird pronunciation. So the English language is hard. If you ask anybody who does not have the English language as their primary language, the English language is incredibly hard, and you'll understand that through the dick pronunciation.
Oh my god.
You'll understand it through the diak. Thank you, Keith. Thank you. I needed to hear that today.
I regret so much of this.
Yeah, you should. So, one thing we didn't mention, King Hippo and those gravity-defying tits.
Oh,
he
yeah.
has. There's one point where he's like
Oh God.
upside down, and I guess the animators were just like, nah, these tits don't move.
Well, you know what's funny though is that his tits are always normally sagged.
Yeah.
Slightly. So like, I mean, it's not like they're like perky all the time, and he gets upside down, and it's like they didn't move the other way. It's like, no, they're sagged and they stay sagged. Like,
Well,
it's
The thing,
How many fat boxers have you seen hung upside down without a shirt on?
I mean, we could go back in time and get Butterball. You
Oh, Butterball. I love
Butterball.
Butterball.
I mean,
and
I remember
we
him.
can get him. We could just hang him up.
technically, we don't even need to do that. We just need to take my shirt off, hang me upside down, see what happens. Because I swear, King Hippo is literally just me without a shirt and like with John Belushi's face. Like that's just what I look like.
Well,
Like King
this
Hippo
And
is what I
Justice
knew is going to be my rap name.
Yeah. Yeah, there are two problems for it. Is that number one, in this show, King Hippo is blue, which is not like many other things, not in line with what the video game was.
Keith, are you being
they're
racist?
Drawing this from.
Against Smurfs.
Yeah, he's not blue. I don't know what King Hippo was, but he wasn't blue. And number two is that for us to hang you upside down, that sounds like a lot of work that
That's
I
a
just
lot of work.
don't feel like doing.
That's like
I'd rather have you just like prop your legs up on the back of a couch and just like hang your head off the seat part. And
Corey,
just be
he'd
like,
rather you prop your legs
gotta-
up on the couch.
Keith, you're gonna have to buy me dinner first for that.
Ooh.
I'll just make you a loaf of bread. It's fine.
Checks out.
Yeah. We're due for a chicken sandwich night.
Yeah.
Yeah, we are. Oh, where are we? Oh yeah, so the princess gets kidnapped, and the rest of the guys decide, okay, we got to go rescue her. And Simon Belmont pulls out this chart that shows all the warp zones and how to get to Metroid. And he obviously doesn't know what the hell he's talking about, and Kevin does, for he is the game master. And he says, we need to go this way. Simon says, no, we need to go this way. So Simon, like a bitch, pulls out a two-sided coin that, has a head on both sides and cheats. Oh, we'll flip a coin. And he cheats, he wins. They decide to go to Congo Land, where we're introduced to the next character, Donkey Kong, which doesn't really look like the Donkey Kong I remember. Do you guys remember him being like
Looks
that?
like a... No, it looks like a Donkey Kong that would be, I don't know, fighting Godzilla.
Yeah, he is a King Kong, a feral King Kong who is angry at any other living being that he finds. Like there's nothing about it, and they come out of his shower head
Mm.
as he's giving himself a bath, which I'm confused about. Like I don't take baths normally. I take showers. But why would I be sitting in a bath with the shower head on, taking a bath? Like, that just doesn't make sense. Like, this was, out of all the things, the kid getting sucked into the TV for the video game world, I'm not questioning. I'm questioning why the giant gorilla was
Whoa.
he was sitting in a bathtub with the shower head on, which they came out of. Because apparently he didn't. I don't think he had like the normal tub spout to give water into the tub. It was just like one thing that he had there. But I'm glad that as soon as they came out, he got super angry and he immediately put a towel on
Yeah, 'cause
that was embroidered with DK.
we don't want to see
In
that.
case we
embroidered.
forgot. Yeah.
Yep. And he immediately put that on before he started fighting them to protect us from his giant donkey dong.
His D.
Because
Deek.
the
His
DD,
Deek.
the donkey
His
dong.
dick.
It was like
Donkey Deek.
you guys just hate me, huh? No. When it's that big, it's not a dick. It's a dong. It's a straight up dong. You realize that it's just transcended.
Man.
This guy is like 10 stories tall. Like you can't mess with that. That's why he put a towel on. He was like, I'm gonna kill these guys, but like they can't see this shit. That'll wreck their whole world.
This is a children's cartoon.
Right?
Yeah, you got to figure in '89, they didn't have any of the Donkey Kong Country games. So literally all the animators had to go on was, oh, his last name is Kong? Like King Kong? Okay, he's gigantic, right? And then even if you knew about the game, like, you have, like, what, Donkey Kong 1, big, Donkey Kong on as the villain at the top of, like, some girders or whatever. Donkey Kong, what, 3? He was still pretty big in that game where you're shooting, like, all the pesticides up at him. Like, I guess they just didn't realize how small he was going to be in the future. Like, he's literally not that big of a character.
He was
like
always
any of the Mario
big,
Kart
but
games.
never King Kong big.
Okay, so let me throw this out there. What if he had a pituitary problem? We're like, we forgot about him for 20 fucking years. Well, this doesn't work because what we were watching happened in 1989. Never mind. It doesn't matter. I was saying, like, nowadays they could be like, oh, Donkey Kong's fucking huge because he just kept growing. But, like, this show is back in, like, the origins. So yeah, no, this makes no sense.
Yeah.
They literally confused King Kong with Donkey Kong, and they put
Mhm.
him in a bathtub and gave him like they made him bathe with a shower running. None of it made sense, and we
Hey,
should just.
hey, it makes more sense than the Adventures of Sonic the Hedgehog.
That's
true.
very true. So Donkey Kong ends up beating them handily, like for like a minute, and then um Kid Icarus gets captured by Donkey Kong, and he does his classic thing that King Kong would do, where he captures somebody and then immediately climbs up. So he climbs up
Yeah,
a very
just
tall
like King
palm tree.
Kong climbing a skyscraper, of course.
Empire State
Yeah.
Building. Yeah, exactly. So he's like, "Oh, I got somebody. Let me just climb real high now." And then um Kevin,
Game Master.
our game master,
Protagonist. Yeah.
goes, I hope this works, and hits the up button on his belt and jumps up, saves Kid Icarus, brings him back down. Uh, Donkey Kong slash King Kong is like super pissed. And then he's like, we need to get to the volcano. This is the only way out. And they go.
Yeah, that and the thing about that is clearly everyone else in the group is like, this is a batshit crazy idea. Why would we run and jump into a volcano to get away from, King Donkey Kong? And even Mega Man at one point goes, my sensors detect nothing in that volcano to help us, pretty much. But they decide to trust him because he is the game master. Except Simon Belmont doesn't trust him. They do run up the volcano, and that's when Kevin pulls out his handy dandy utility belt and hits the pause button, which for some reason he knew exactly when the volcano was going to erupt with these giant rocks shooting out of it. He
Well, this
pauses
goes
it.
into like the insane reflexes of a young child playing video games. Like, because as soon as he started seeing it erupt, he hit the pause because he just he knows, and he has the reaction time to pause it. So he paused it when the boulders, it was like the solid rock was being projected out of the volcano. Now, obviously, in real life, that solid rock would be totally um,
Hot.
way too fucking hot to jump upon. Unless he left it there paused for quite some time, maybe poured a
Mm-hmm.
little bit of cool water on it or whatever. But yeah, this is video game land, so he paused it at the perfect time, and he was like, oh, okay, everybody stand on these fucking hot rocks, and we're gonna fly them into space.
Not just fly them into space, but fly them all the way to Metroid, exactly where they need to be. Perfectly. Which is where they end up.
So steer those rocks, steer those flying rocks.
Yeah, it was kind of weird to watch them straddling these rocks, riding them like horses, but they didn't have reins or really any way of steering them. They're just sitting on these rocks flying through space until they arrived at Metroid.
I mean, it is so funny, but at the same time, like if you look at most video game logic, like you fucking blow a whistle and like a tornado comes and brings you to an entirely different place, and you're like, yeah, that's fine.
Yeah,
Like, so
yeah.
like, okay, so if you can blow a whistle and a tornado brings you to an entirely different place, why can't you just like jump on a flying rock that brings you to a totally different place? And when they get there, he doesn't just drop them off. They get there and he goes, oh, okay, we're here. And he hits the pause button again on his utility belt.
And it's important to point out every time he pauses that pause button, it uses up like one notch of energy on his energy belt, which comes on later We'll bring up why this is so important, but he basically, instead of just jumping off the rock like a normal person, decides to pause it to jump off the rock, which I don't know. I didn't see really that much of a difference, but it sort of makes and breaks the difference between whether the show continues or not, because he ends up running out of energy and can't save the day in the end. But spoiler alert, we'll get to that. But
Yep.
yeah, so yeah, they arrive. Simon Belmont's still being kind of a dick and not wanting to follow Kevin, and he decides to go off on his own path. Kevin decides to ask, what is it, Mega Man for help. And now this is like the first time in the entire episode Mega Man does anything of value, because he's literally done nothing except talk like a frog every once in a while. He,
That
for
was
some
perfect.
reason, Kevin's like, "Give me a lift," and he and Kevin gets Mega Man throws Kevin way up in the air, up to this tower, which he crashes through the ceiling and kills the guard, who has just been completely stationary, not moving for probably animation budget issues, just standing there until Kevin lands on his head and instantly kills him to save the princess.
It gives them like the Mario turtle jumping on turtle
Yeah,
noise. Like it was like a Nintendo like jumping on head noise that
yeah.
happened when he killed him.
And what's real funny is, okay, he arrives there. The princess, "Oh, you're here." He's like, "Yeah, I'm here to save you." And I realized I was wrong. All of a sudden, you have Mega Man and Kid Icarus come running through the main door of her guard cell. It's like, how the hell? And this is what, every time I've seen this, I wonder, how the hell did they get all the way up that tower? They didn't jump up and go through the ceiling like Kevin. They would have had to like run up, I don't know, dozens of flights of stairs to get up there, and they're up there instantly and like, "Hey, yeah, we're up here too." I don't know, it just never made sense.
Yeah.
But
Well, I mean, video game cutscenes.
Hmm.
That's why they have cutscenes now,
that's
right?
true.
To
Yeah.
just cover the impossible.
Yeah. Because then eventually Lana and Kevin get separated from the group. Lana, Kevin, and Kevin's dog Duke, which we never mentioned Duke yet. Duke happened
Duke,
to get
yes.
sucked into the video world with Kevin. Duke is Kevin's loyal dog. So yeah, Kevin, Lana, and Duke get separated and end up having to battle some bad guys by themselves. Kevin's shooting his zapper all willy-nilly, using up all his power, until eventually they make it to the main chamber of Mother Brain, to confront the main boss. And Kevin's all, "I am king shit here. I am the game master. I am Captain N. I have this zapper. I'm gonna blow your head off." And he pulls the trigger and it just goes click, 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 because he used up all his power. Because he had to keep pausing things for stupid rocks from volcanoes. So yeah, we end up in a situation where Kevin, Lana are faced off against Mother Brain, the Eggplant Wizard, and King Hippo, where Mother Brain points out how, "Hey, you're no match, you two, or well, you two plus Duke are no match for us. You would need more than just you two plus Duke." And right as she says that, all of a sudden Simon Belmont comes swinging in on his whip, and Mega Man punches through a wall, and Kid Icarus just flies through the hole. And it's like, "Oh, yay, everyone's here, and we're all going to use teamwork to save the day." Does anyone remember the action sequence? Yeah. Does anyone remember how that went down? Because it happened super fast.
Oh yeah.
I know for a fact that Simon like basically sicks his whip on. I think it was. Actually, I didn't write down who it was. It was either King Hippo
I
or
think it's
the
both King
Eggplant
Hippo
Wizard.
and Eggplant Wizard.
But like he
It's both, yeah.
basically like throws it and then it just has a mind of its own and attacks them on its own. Like he doesn't do shit, which doesn't really make sense.
Mm-hmm.
That's not
Just
how
like the
that
video
works.
game, right?
Well, in at least Super Castlevania 4, you could do like a little bit of some whip tricks with it, but not like just like throw it and have it attack on its own. Like it's not a living weapon. And then, so after they retreat, because I think they couldn't defeat Mother Brain, they're back at the Palace of Power, the Power Palace.
Well, they retreat after kid Icarus shoots an arrow at Mother Brain's like console, like control console.
He hits a lever and she starts spinning uncontrollably.
If he had just shot the glass, wouldn't she just die?
Well, like Kevin says, like, oh, well, like it's too dangerous to defeat her now, and it's like, because it's
why?
It's because it's spinning really quick. Like, Kevin, you're new here. Like, why are you calling this shot? Like,
Yeah.
let somebody else call it shot.
Yeah, Kevin, it's Simon kills vampires, and
at the same time, is that like they painted themselves into a corner, and
she's equipped her plot armor. We must retreat.
Yes. So anyway, they basically escape through a warp zone back to the Palace of Power, which is the palace that Lana, the princess,
good guy base,
resides in. Yeah, good guys.
Dumb good guys base.
So when that happens, the princess thanks her. So she thanks everyone, but like Simon immediately starts being like, "Oh yeah, I did everything," and like she like covers the mouth. She's like, "Oh, thank you." But thank everybody else.
And Kevin, come here so I could kiss you in front of everyone.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Like, and Simon was not.
Simon's
having
been trying to holler for 7 years, and then this teenager comes in, and he's just scooping her up.
Whoa. Which is funny because earlier in the episode, he was like, "Yeah, leave here, come back in 20 years." Like, so it makes me think that like at that point in time, Simon's like 35 and Kevin's 15.
Yeah,
probably. Who knows how old the princess is though?
But that's the weird thing though, is it like if the princess is all about Kevin, I have to imagine she's close to 15, which makes Simon fucking weird at that point.
Just another reason to not like a character from a video game series that you're supposed to like. I don't understand like the marketing here.
The same thing though is that in the video game though, or not in the video game, in the TV show, you don't like him. They made him as a very sleazy,
that's what I mean,
conniving, cocky character that runs at the sight of anything, but like tries to capture any sort of credibility. He's like they literally put him in a like I don't know,
he's just a scumbag. He's a scumbag in every sense of the word.
Yes.
And then he's trying to capture this girl, which is undetermined age, but she's going after a guy that's definitely underage, and it's weird.
Okay, let's just give Simon the benefit. Well, I don't want to say Simon the benefit of the doubt, but let's just point out that maybe Lana is above 18. Let's say Lana's like 21. She's also being pretty dirty here. So we're watching a children's cartoon series with two main characters who are dirty people.
From 1989.
Oh, okay. All right, then. Okay, never mind.
I mean, I hate to say it, but like back then, nobody would have batted an eye at any of this. And the thing is that, I don't know, like, they don't say any ages, so I can't form an opinion because of that. So
it's not like a George R.R. Martin book.
Oh God,
13.
Oh Jesus! Don't open. Don't open. I read those books. I mean, honestly, there was a great story. Don't. Just don't. Hashtag don't. I don't like reading stories about that. So
it would be really weird if you did.
Clarified.
Like you would be added to a list if you did.
It's true. You're like,
so
Hey guys, this is my thing.
By the way, guys, you know what
Hey
I'm into?
bros. Hey bros. New book came out. Guess what?
Oh
Um,
yeah. Oh god.
so Captain
Oh,
N,
I'm gonna have to go take a shower.
scene 11 essentially is that the princess thanks everyone because Simon is basically boasting, and she goes, "Thank you," covers his mouth from shutting him the fuck up about boasting about his own things, and then literally stands up and thanks everybody else that contributed towards helping.
Yeah, and then I think Captain N decides that he still has to go home because he's going to be late for dinner or something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And he
Yeah.
hears his mom telling him he needs to clean up his room through the portal, and he's just like, you know what? Nah, I'll just never go back, I guess, because God forbid a kid clean up their room back in the day. Worst thing you could possibly
Yeah.
ask a kid to
He
Checks
was
do.
like,
out.
you know what? You know what?
I'd rather risk my life.
You know what? I've
Oh,
I've been in life and death situations here. These are people that I've never met that I somehow care about immediately. My mother is calling for me, asking me to do responsible things. I'm just gonna stay
Yeah.
here. Fuck my mom. Fuck my mom. I'm just gonna stay here and just be game master.
Yeah,
why
pretty
can't I
much.
get sucked into the TV?
The thing is, with
So-
those people to hang out with, like Kid Icarus, Mega Man, Simon, I'd rather go back home, to be honest. Like that's not even
oh yeah,
like a
no.
good time.
What are you talking about?
Exactly. Like Jesus Christ, Mega Man, smoke
Honestly,
less
like,
than 5 packs a day.
No, Simon was the worst. Simon was just
I actually
like honestly in the beginning of the episode, he reminded me of
Johnny Bravo.
Han Solo. No, he reminded me of Han Solo when like somebody said something. He was like, "Yeah, I am," or "I know," or whatever. It was like it was a very pompous, like it was like that
Arrogance.
scene. It was arrogance, total arrogance that he displayed. But the problem was that like I was like, "Oh shit!" But like there was no like redeeming
Yeah,
qualities that
he
he
didn't do
displayed
anything to
before
back
him
it
to
up.
then exactly. So he was literally like a shithead the whole time, and then did that, and I was like, "Oh no,
Hey,
you're
hey,
dead to me."
hey, you are forgetting he has a magic whip that does all the work for him.
Yep.
His magic MacGuffin whip.
Well, he should tell. Was it Dakota Faye? That her name
Who?
from
What?
50 Shades of Grey? The girl that.
Well, yes, but
I don't.
okay. Let me see where you're going.
Well,
with
he has a
this.
magic whip. He has a magic whip.
Oh,
You should tell
oh,
Dakota Faye
I get
and
it.
get there, and they can do a thing. But he should stay the fuck out of our video games from the 1980s. Apparently,
All right,
it's
Keith's bedtime reading
time
aside.
travel.
What did we think about this episode? So if we were gonna give it a rating out of 10, how many power pellets out of 10 would you give this?
Power
So,
pellets.
so this I mean,
I don't know why I said that. There's
I'm
no
glad,
Pac-Man here.
actually.
There's no
I
Pac-Man here.
love it. I
I
love
I'm,
it.
I'm glad that we watched some episodes recently. I would give this I'd give this do we do halves?
You can do whatever you want. This is the first time we've rated
Can you have a
something.
half a power pellet?
No. I'm gonna give this a 6. This is a 6.
I'd say 5.5.
Oh,
It's
see, you
just
guys are harsh. I was going to go with a 7,
Well,
but
honestly,
I would go down to
well-
6.5 due to Kid Icarus's voice.
You know what's funny is I was gonna give it a 6.5, but then I decided to not do halves, so I went 6.
Well, I already
And
had
I'm glad that
5.5 in
we
my
are.
head, so
I'm glad that we
I'm
are
going
all
6.5 if we're doing points.
we
Point
we
fives.
are all like within a point,
yeah.
and
We're all
I'm pretty happy
approximately in the
about
same
that.
place. My issue is if we're using a rating system on a 10-point scale like that, or well, I guess a 20-point scale if we're doing 0.5s. The issue is once we start actually watching cartoons that are like, oh my god, this is amazing, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Ren and Stimpy, like, wow, this is great.
Mm,
And you have a whole
Yeah,
bunch of stuff like clogged up in the like 6 to 8 and like 8 to
yeah.
10 area. Then you end up like, well, is this really better than this? No, but we back when we rated this, show, we felt bad giving it a low rating, so we gave it a
True.
higher rate. So like I really truly feel
Hmm.
like this is like middle of
yeah,
the road. It probably hopefully gets better.
but like that's why I rated it like as 6. I was thinking, um, I would have rated it. I would have rated like it's hard because like, do you rate it for like the time frame it was in, or do you rate it for like what it is now currently?
Maybe
For
we
the
need a
time,
rubric.
this is the hard part. Is that like for the time frame it was in, it was probably an 8, but for what it is now, it's probably like a 4. Old school TV shows just had like maybe. Well, so this is the problem. Did we change? Like, does this capture? I have a child. I have a child that's 3.5 year old. We could do a study. We
Whose
could do
is
a
it?
study. I could show her the same episode. This is appropriate for children, right?
see if she cares.
Oh, I don't know about that.
Well, it's not maybe appropriate for a 3.5 year old. It's maybe appropriate for like a eight
Well,
year
I
old.
mean,
But
if you're willing to give her the nightmares that Mother
I'm
Brain will undoubtedly give her, that's on you. That's a parenting
oh, my kid
choice.
won't care. My
uh
kid won't
yeah, and
fucking care.
in fact, there's an episode of this Captain N the Game Master later on where Simon Belmont's teeth start falling out of his head.
Ugh.
It has to do with like dreams or whatever. And I swear
Oh
when I was a
god.
kid, I watched that episode, and since then I have had these recurring nightmares where my teeth were loose and just, falling out ever since I
That's
saw that.
Tom, you know that's actually a very normal dream to have.
That's what I heard, but I don't remember having it till after I saw Simon Belmont's
Well,
teeth fall out.
because you have the inspiration of that to have that dream, but that's a significance of insecurity or doubt about decisions that you're making.
Huh.
Keith, you're going to scar your child. I just want you to know.
Yeah, probably.
She actually might find this show pretty funny because she does find poop pretty funny. So,
That's true.
That's going to do it for this episode. We'd like to thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen to three guys ramble about cartoons. If you'd like to ramble about our ramblings or what we rambled about, you can join the Cartoon Commentary Podcast group on Facebook. If you have any questions, comments, or corrections for us, you can reach us at cartooncommentary.podcast@gmail.com. And until all are one, I've been Cory.
I've been Tom.
I've been supposedly Keith.
Bye bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Dick.